Hi Libra, a happy damn new year to you. I truly hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Welcome to your January 2025 AstroTarot with me, Raphael. So these are back. These are for everybody. I had so many emails, so many DMs, and so many interesting conversations. So these are for you. They are back. I really hope you enjoy. There's a lot of new stuff coming to the channel, and there's a few old things coming back as well. So I hope you enjoy. With that said, let's get into it. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these here to the side, and I'm going to pop these here to that side. So the first transit, and this is from the 1st to the 3rd. So as you're watching this, it's like the day that, the day after I recorded them, you're getting this. So it is slightly late. They will be on time from here on in, but you know, I had a life to live outside of this as well. So the first transit that I want to explore is Mars retrograde opposing Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. Now, this is a pretty big deal because it's happening for you. Well, it's a pretty big deal for everybody, to be fair. But for you personally, this is happening across your 5th house and your 11th house. This is an explosive transit, right? There's no getting around it. Mars is action, energy, excitation, war, challenge, conflict. Pluto is intensity, destruction, renewal, transformation, rebirth, all of those kinds of things. Now, this is a conflict that is brewing potentially in your friendship circle or around creative ideas, endeavors, and projects, or possibly even with your children. Conflicts within your social circle or your community could reach a boiling point at this time, and that Mars retrograde is activating your 11th house at this time, and Pluto is opposing it from the 5th house of creativity and joy. This is, you know, it might reveal hidden power dynamics or potentially even toxic patterns in a group setting, especially if someone has been sort of overly controlling or critical in some way. And it might be, you know, the funny thing that I find about Libras is they'll sort of take it and take it and take it, and then they'll kind of let slip a few scathing comments, and everybody's like clutching their pearls. While this could be a frustration, like a frustrating point, it's also a chance for you to reevaluate your priorities and also to determine who truly supports your dreams or not, as the case might be. A creative outlet or a hobby might really help you navigate or ease the tension here, as could leaning into your natural diplomacy. Be careful not to suppress your own needs just to keep the peace at this time, right? That's something that you do a lot of, and you're being encouraged over the course of this month not to do that, right? Now, this transit, this is the second pass of this transit. We had one when Mars first came into Leo, and then it moved forward, it moved out of orb, let's say. It's now retrograde and coming back. So this is the second of 3 that we're going to have, because we're going to have the 3rd one in, you know, later this year. Now, it's about finding a balance between your personal joy and collective harmony, even if it means letting go of connections that really no longer serve you, right? And only you can decide what those are, who those are. You know, this, if you've got children as well, this could center around or on those. If you have a creative project of some sort that's going on in the background that has been, you know, becoming a problem or an issue, this could see you saying, you know what, I've been working with this person as much as I love working with them, you know, or around them. Actually, you know, the creativity or the project is suffering because it's just not enjoyable anymore. Now, to clarify on this, you have the King of Pentacles, or the King of Coins. You've got the High Priestess. Okay, very interesting. And the 10 of Wands. Honestly, where there are group associations or creative endeavors that you're working on, there have been some tensions in the background. What really sort of strikes me or intrigues me here, though, I have this sneaking suspicion that there's going to be someone that silently sort of excuses themselves, right? They could announce that they're leaving, that they no longer want to be a part of the project. You know, I've got something going on outside of this. It's like the problem child in the situation, maybe after those scathing comments that you let rip, it looks like you're about to really kind of be, you know, rid of this person or this thing, but it's like they remove themselves. And they do it quietly. Now, the King of Pentacles can be an earth sign person, Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. Because this shows up with the High Priestess, this is going to be about a hidden hand of some sort that is revealed. And when it is, this is going to be somebody that's held sort of, left sort of holding the bag. If you've had somebody maybe that you thought was a friend, or somebody that's been undermining you, or something that's been going on in a background situation that you could feel but didn't have any tangible proof of, I would not be surprised if this month, especially after this transit, or maybe even at the third and final pass of it later this year, you might actually come to realize, like, wow, actually you were the person in the background that was driving all of the let's just call it the shit, right? Like, it's really, really interesting set, like, triplet here, because it does suggest that there's going to be some kind, and it's not like a big reveal. And I will say, pay attention to who silently removes themselves, right? This could be that they remove themselves from the group chat, or, you know, whatever it is. This is kind of like, a friend of mine who is Polish just recently told me about, there's a saying that they have where it's like, if you say something and then the other, like the person who's, you know, I can't even, the concept is eluding me now, and I'll just go around the houses to explain it. But it's like, you know, where you say one thing and you weren't actually thinking about anything else, but then someone says something else and it kind of reveals something. It's possible that something like that could unfold over this transit. All right, now as we come into the 3rd of January, Venus is coming into her sign of exaltation. Now, Venus is you, because you are a Libra. Now, the sun is actually here in your 4th house. I like to put it in the sign that we're reading for so that people know it's definitely that sign, because sometimes I end up saying the wrong thing and blah, 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 and so much confusion and whatever, right? So Venus is coming into the sign of her exaltation in your 6th house. Venus loves to be in Pisces. She does good work here, right? Now, wherever Venus goes, she brings a sweetening energy. She lightens that space. Venus is you. It's your ruler. This is the 6th house of health, routines, service, right? Bringing a sense of ease and balance to your life, finding it easy and harmonious to actually, and also really enjoyable to start building new routines, to start building new patterns, habits, and practices that actually support you. And with that, Venus also ruling your 8th house of other people's money, finances, and resources, in a sextile, right, to Uranus. Well, she'll move through that eventually, but not quite yet. But even still, that Venus energy coming into there, implicating that 8th house, it might be where your routines need to shift in order to support or enhance your earning potential, especially where joint finances are sort of considered. Might be a good time for you to bring new wellness habits and practices that bring you peace and pleasure and joy, that actually enhance maybe your sleeping, or even help you rid your physical body of your challenges, history, and trauma. It's going to be a really good time to do that. Like, you know, when I did massage for a good while, and I absolutely loved it. One of my favorite things was you'd have people come in like this, face like thunder, shoulders up here, and then they leave and they kind of float out like, oh, thank you, like acting like like they weren't ready to murder somebody before they came in the door. My personal favorite. So that's something to think about here. But the reason I mention this is because a part of what happens in massage, it's not just that somebody is relaxing you or stimulating your nervous system to calm or soothe you. They're actually working out physically the stuff that you've stored in your muscles, in your body, in your ligaments, in your physiology. this could be a really good time to do something like this for yourself. You might find yourself reconnecting or connecting with colleagues, maybe doing things with people that you work with outside of work. And this could be really helpful for you to get new perspectives or new ideas, and maybe even forge new partnerships. Remember, Venus is connections and values. It might highlight some sort of bad habits that you have. Venus moving through the 6th can bring a bit of a sweet tooth as well, so watch out for that. And also trust that this is a time to bring more pleasure into your routines, to allow yourself to rest and enjoy life at a pace that doesn't incite guilt. So for this, you've got the Strength card. Pay attention to and look after your physical body with this transit. Remember, Venus is going to go retrograde in March as well. She'll come into Aries and then reverse back into Pisces. So pay attention to this whole transit, and especially the last 2 weeks. You've got the Knight of Cups as well. So opportunities to work on your body in a way that really brings profound shifts. You've got this with the Hierophant card. This could be you working with somebody that is like an expert in their field. Maybe you're working with a really amazing energy worker. Maybe you're working with a chiropractor or a sound healing therapist, or, you know, this could be you working with someone. I feel like this person will be a body worker of some kind, and it's like you're working with them and you notice like shifts really starting to take place. On a work level, this will be an opportunity that comes through your organization, or if you work with for yourself, this could be an opportunity to work with a bigger or a larger institution, you know, or someone that's got more followers than you, or, you know, all of that kind of stuff. It's like you're working with somebody that can amplify your reach. That's that Venus there for you as well. So love that. On the 6th of January, Mars is going to retrograde back into the sign of Cancer in the sign of its fall, right? Mars re-enters that 10th house. So your career, your public image, your social status, you're getting a refreshed or a renewed look at these, and your ambitions for your professional life might be amplified at this time. But this could be where you're getting rid of something, you're releasing something to say, okay, you know what, this has hindered me in my career, this has stopped me moving forward in my professional life, and I want to get rid of it. I will say at this time, watch out for the father's health as well, just, you know, something to consider. The other thing is, your Mars also for you rules your 2nd house of money, finances, resources, as well as your relationships. Financial frustrations or issues or insecurities might surface at this time as well, especially where financial partnerships and relationships that have an impact on your career come in. All right, the transit is really inviting you to reflect on what you might be holding on to in terms of anger or maybe even resentment about your career path. It's like, well, I could have done this if this hadn't been the case, or, you know, I could have really achieved A, B, and C if you hadn't ... Are you chasing goals that really align with your values? Are you stuck in like a toxic pattern of overwork and self-doubt? What are you ready to do about it? Mars can help you cut this away, to help you sever ties with things that you know really are stopping you from moving forward, helping you declutter your professional life, maybe organizing your workspace, reevaluating the commitments that you have via or through your work. All of these can really help you regain some kind of clarity and help you instill some kind of personally led, authority in your career. Use this to rebuild your sense of purpose and to let go of what's not really serving your career or professional growth. So for this, you've got the 10 of Pentacles. Money this way lies, right? If this could really be that. You've got this with the 3 of Cups. That's a reunion or a reconnection through the career that could be very lucrative for you. I'm not going to say that you won't have to jump through a few hoops, because it looks like you might. And then you've got the Wheel of Fortune, but look at this. This is like ultimate career luck and success. I love this for you, right? The Ten of Pentacles, number 10. Wheel of Fortune is the number 10. 2 10s represents change. This is bringing a career change. This is bringing a chance or an ability to really get the career moving in a direction that you love. But it's requiring you to get really brutally honest about what shifts and changes need to happen, what needs to be removed, or potentially what needs to be separated, right? Love this though, absolutely love this. The Three of Cups is a reunion. You've got this with the Wheel of Fortune. This is you in the right place at the right time with the right people. Love that, absolutely love that. So far, I have to say Mars is being nicer to you guys than anybody else, even if it doesn't feel like that. And then on the, it was already in there, on the 12th of the month, we've got the North Node moving into Pisces. We've got the South Node moving into Virgo. This is your 6th, 12th house axis. This is a health axis. 6th house, physical health and vitality, daily routines. The 12th house is your mental and spiritual health and vitality and your nighttime routines, right? The things that you have to do in the world to maintain what you have, the things that you have to do to maintain, you know, your internal or behind closed doors. The North Node is what we're driving towards, what we really want to welcome in, what we get that insatiable hunger to pursue. The South Node is what we're releasing, repelling, letting go of, removing from our lives. Now, in this axis, we haven't had this nodal shift for like 18 years. So this is a pretty big deal. That's the last time that the North Node was in Pisces. The last time the North Node was in Pisces, then I was 19. To think back to who I was at that point, well, I was 19, just about to turn 20, is incredible, right? So this is bringing themes of health, healing, spirituality to the forefront. The North Node in Pisces in your 6th house. This could be where you start to do what I call romancing the ordinary, where you start to truly weave your spirituality and your magic into your everyday experience. This is the putting the cinnamon in your coffee every morning and whispering to the universe or to the fates to bring you money. This is where you're cleaning your home and your windows and you put a little bit of Florida water in to, repel any negative energy that comes at to the windows of your home. It's where you whisper spells of healing and prosperity over your partner every time that they leave the house. It's where you, touch the back of the neck of your children as you drop them off to school to lay a little protective charm on them. This is what I'm talking about, romancing the ordinary. And you know what? It's so fucking underrated. It's unbelievable. When it comes to magic and the craft and things, everybody wants the big, right? Everyone wants lightning and thunder and all that stuff. It looks like a film and a movie, and but they forget that it's those ordinary, those everyday tiny moments of magic and spellcraft that really build up to the larger stuff. When you exercise your power on those small levels every single day, when you need to call on it, your big power is available to you, right? Just giving you some real here, right? Real talk, because not a lot of people talk about this stuff. It's always, yeah, my spells are doing this and I can manifest hundreds of thousands of da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay, that's great. It's wonderful, right? It's fantastic. However, what about romancing the ordinary? What about those small moments of every day where you weave your spirituality into the very fabric of your daily existence? That's what that North Node in Pisces in the 6th house can absolutely help you do. Soapbox moment over. Right, the South Node, sorry, I don't have a South Node because it went up the Hoover pipe as I was cleansing my office. There you go, I practice what I preach. And I clean my house, obviously, but yeah, so I put this there. You go, there's the node so that you can envision it, right? This is in your 12th house. That South Node in the 12th, releasing or letting go of where you've had to be of service to other people or to things that you really didn't feel right about. It could be where you're clinging to guilt or self-sacrifice that no longer serves your growth, that really only holds you trapped. This is a time to detox your inner world, right? To let go of old habits, patterns, or beliefs, bad habits, bad routines or addictions or things, in the mind, in the psyche, in the spirit that are actually stopping you moving forward, that are actually breeding resentment rather than faith and spirituality. This is another thing that people don't talk about. There are times where we cross ourselves, where we get in our own way. And this isn't a dig at anybody to say like, oh, well, if your life sucks, it's all on you. It's not about that at all. This is just me saying sometimes, as the 12th house, whenever I talk about 12th house, I talk about this a lot. Sometimes the call is coming from inside the house, which means you've got to do your therapy. You've got to go for your cleansing. You've got to do your energy work. You've got to maintain those spiritual routines that you're weaving your magic into your own world. You've got to face your own bullshit and get into your own shadow side. South Node in the 12th house, not really great for sleep. I'm going to be really honest with you. One of the ways that I got over and through this transit was to build sleep into my day, right? So it's like I have all of these tasks to do for my work. At 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I'm having my nap, right? So that was literally how 18 months, I wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. The last time I had this transit myself, it was tough. So I just built it into my world. That's one way that you can do this. But South Node in the 12th, in the sign of Virgo. Virgo is a sign of sorting the wheat from the chaff. It's a sign of purification. It's a sign of service. Sometimes the highest service that you can do for the world is a service that you do for yourself. And if this means getting rid of or removing any habits or patterns or even thought processes or emotions that are stuck at the base of your consciousness, working this stuff out, purging it out, cleansing it out really is the way forward for you. And doing this work will be some of the greatest work that you can do at this moment in time. All right. So for this, you have the Two of Pentacles. Be honest and open in your communication with yourself as you take stock of what matters. The Five of Wands, right? Because otherwise you're going to get into some kind of self-conflict, and that's something that you don't need at this moment in time. And then you've got the Six of Cups. It could be that a friend or a sibling that you have a really deep and powerful conversation with really helps you in some way, shape or form. So I love this for you. It could also be that an old conflict arises from within you because it needs to be settled. This might even be an old score that you have to settle with yourself. You remember that thing that you said you were going to do? You remember that thing that you said you were never going to allow anybody to do to you? Well, self, you've allowed it to happen. So what now? What's good? Right? This is where you're getting really, really honest with yourself. And, I personally, although the 6/12th house axis of eclipses is no joke, it really is one of the ones that makes you so much lighter and therefore that much more powerful. They're no joke, right? I'm just going to tell you straight up. The eclipses in the 1st and the 7th, hard. Eclipses in the 4th and the 10th, really hard. Eclipses in the 6th and the 12th, those three, for me, as far as I'm concerned, like those are the ones that really are gnarly. They're the ones that hit you hard, okay? That's not to say that you can't come out of this like an absolute fucking boss, because I think that you will. And hopefully this gives you some insight into how that might happen. So, if you haven't got yours yet, your AstroTarot scopes are up and out there for your purchasing pleasure. So go and check those out. There's a link in the description box below so you can get those for your sun, moon or ascendant sign. On top of that, so I won't be opening my books to do any Zoom work or client work one-to-one until April now, because I've got some other things that I'm building in the background, some big things happening. So therefore, outside of courses, there are 2 chances to work with me in person over Zoom. The first one is on the 8th of January. I'll be releasing a very small amount of slots where we're going to plan and plot your year using your correspondences so that you've got an actionable plan to move forward with. All right, so I'm really excited about that. And as if that wasn't enough, I am opening up my next 10 spaces for the work with me for 3 months. That starts in February. So pay attention to my socials, Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTube community tab. You'll be hearing all about it. I'll probably release a little promo video as well, just to give you a heads up. But I wanted to let you know that this is coming. So the plan your year ahead with me, it's a 2.5-3 hour session, right? It's you, me. Yes, there will be breaks, don't worry, where we're going to get in. We're going to plan your year ahead so that you've got an action plan of what to do and when. All right. So with that said, let's get into your lunations. So the first one, on the 13th of the month, we've got a full moon in the sign of Cancer, right at the top of your chart, conjunct Mars retrograde, in a sextile to Uranus, and in a trine to the North Node and Neptune. This moon is activating your career house, your public image, your social status. It's bringing healing and a culmination to your professional life. That Mars retrograde is potentially bringing frustrations to light around your work or how you're perceived in the world. The Neptune North Node in your 6th house of health and routines is encouraging you to align your daily habits with the thing that you feel is your higher purpose. And if you don't know what that is at this moment in time, what do you feel most compelled next in your life to do? Because that's showing you what your next purpose in life is. You don't just have one purpose in life and then you're on the scrap heap. That's bollocks. Come on, right? It's a time for you to release outdated career goals, professional dynamics that no longer really sort of help you or help facilitate the growth that you're looking for. Uranus in your 8th house of transformation might bring an unexpected insight around shared resources or maybe even deep emotional patterns. Trust that whatever emotions are coming up for you at this moment in time around this moon, it really is helping you align with a more fulfilling path. Be open to the healing and the transformation in your work and your routines, because that's going to lead the way. Now for this, you've got the gate 55 and abundance. It could absolutely bring you that. And the key to activating this card is actually to understand and know that even if it's a little bit more intense than we would like our intensity, this is the universe really allowing us to move towards greater abundance. What we have to do is tap into our own personal belief to trust that even if it feels like crap in the moment, there is a greater or a bigger purpose behind this right now. And then on the 29th of the month, we have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius, right, which is in a really nice tight trine to Jupiter in Gemini, a fellow air sign. This is in your 5th house of joy, creativity, romance, and it's harmonizing this energy with Jupiter, so it's in a really nice energy towards Jupiter, which is retrograde, but it's in the 9th house, right? Which Jupiter understands the 9th. It does good work there. It's a magical time to set intentions around your creative project, your personal passions, or even like a romantic connection. Opportunities to publish, to teach, to share your talents with the world or the wider audience in some way. There's a connection to the part of fortune as well, which means that there's potentially blessings that come through creative expression or inspired actions and connections in some way. It could also be that you receive recognition for your work, or you connect to somebody who really inspires you, or a breakthrough in a passion project, right? Lean into this energy by trusting your instincts. And because it's in the 5th house, you really have to follow your bliss. You really have to follow the joy. If it doesn't feel lighthearted and free, it's probably not for you, especially because it's in a connection to Jupiter, right? And all of these energies are in a trine to you, Libra. So if this is your sun, your moon, or your ascendant, or you've got planets in that Libra space, this is forming a grand trine, right? This is wonderful energy. And for this, you've got the gate 48 and depth. This is about discovering your hidden powers. This is about unleashing your true potential. And it's also about what lies at the depth of you, and trusting that this is a fresh start in an epic proportions kind of way. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Happy damn New Year to you. We are back, baby. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.